Sehr verehrte Damen und Herren,
dear ladies and gentlemen, let us start now. It is a big pleasure for me to be able to welcome you today to the award ceremony and the completion of the proHolz Student Trophy, the competition for students. And I would also like to welcome very warmly the participants who are listening via the live stream as a part of this award ceremony in the hall of the Technical University of Vienna. My name is Siglinde Vega, and I work at proHolz Austria, and there I'm responsible for the proHolz Student Trophy competition. So we have organized this competition for the fourth time already at proHolz. The cooperation partners were proHolz Bavaria, and we are also very happy that we could also win the cities of Munich, Berlin, and Vienna for this absolutely wonderful project and competition, which is called a Wooden City. There were 360 project submissions, and they were created by interdisciplinary faculties of interdisciplinary teams of agriculture and architecture and planning. The projects come from submissions come from 5 different countries, and the international jury then selected 10 projects for the prizes, and we would like to honor the winning projects. So what was the task? The head of the jury, the chairman of the jury, Michael Schluder, will then go a little bit more into detail. The topic again was building in the urban setting, densification, because this is a problem of the cities, or for example, soil densification, the consumption and use of resources. The 3 cities provided us with a very interesting building site for this very exciting project. In Munich, this was the Domag Park, a former military barracks. And the task was to create a tower-shaped multi-story building in timber construction, and there should be an addition to the historic buildings that were there at the Atelier House. In Berlin, the site was at the House of Statistics, and the design was of a multi-story building in timber construction with a focus on community living. So for community living, shared living. So the design was to be made according to this. In Vienna, we selected a municipal building from the 1960s, and this is also a very typical building of Vienna. And the design was to create a new building instead of the existing parking places, and also there should be made proposals for the land use designation. We would like to thank all the cooperation partners, all the supporters who made it possible that this competition could be held successfully. And we would also like to thank the students and their professors at the universities and schools of architecture. We would like to thank the jury and also the sponsors, which we have listed here. In addition, I would like to mention that thanks to the support from our sponsors, today we have brought for you the new edition of the timber construction atlas, and we will provide it to the people. And we also provided the new brochure of our catalog, and this is also available for you to take home with you. Let us now come to the procedure, the agenda of today's events. We will start with welcoming addresses, and then we will go over to the awarding of the prizes. The addresses will be held by the project partners, and they will be addressed to the participants. We will start with Rudolf Scheuwens, the Dean of the Faculty for Architecture and Planning at the Technical University of Vienna. Then Richard Strals, the Chairman of proHolz Austria, and the CEO of Mayr-Melnhof-Holz will give his address, and then Alexander Bogner, the Managing Director of proHolz Bavaria. Then there will be short addresses from the participating cities, Vienna, Berlin, and Munich. Now I would like to welcome Mr. Rudolf Scheuwens and ask him for his short address. Dear colleagues, it is really a huge pleasure for me to be able to welcome you to the ceremony hall of the Technical University of Vienna. And according to old recordings, I could see that for all the festive celebrations, these were held here at this site. Well, I had thought that we would have had our meeting, our award celebration in the domed hall, but maybe we will have this meeting next time in the domed hall. Well, I was invited to address a few welcoming words to you. As a faculty for architecture and planning, we have a very intense partnership with proHolz. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But first of all, a few words about questions and also problems that I came into contact with when building with timber. This year's topic of the competition was a very special one. Unlike rural areas, building with wood and timber in urban context seems to be something strange. I am also a member of the Land Use Council of the city of Vienna, and there I also notice that the everyday life is determined by concrete buildings, by very conventional buildings and building methods. All the processes that we have are directed according to this traditional building method. And also the calculation models seem to be based on a reliable basis that was totally changed in the past few years. And this results from increasing prices for energy, for building materials, and so on. And so we will undergo lots of changes in the future. But we have also noticed that times have changed, and the times are still changing at a speed that surprises us. What is changing are the challenges which we are faced with because of climate change. 6 years ago, we made the application for a chair for climate protection, climate adaptation, and so on. And this chair was not granted for us because they said, no, the topic is not relevant. But I think that if we made this application these days, then I think the result would be different because we cannot neglect the changes. So it is about climate protection. It is about consistent topics like, for example, circular economy, and also in the city of Vienna, we are trying to change the focus of attention, so that we understand that not only the investment costs are in the foreground, but it's also about living quality and so on. What is of an important role is the recyclability, energy, which was only a marginal topic, will come more into the foreground because these are not ancillary costs, but they make up really an important part of the entire project. So this topic of climate adaptation and climate protection are not only special topics that cost us a lot of money, but we must see all these topics against the background of the fact that building in cities must make a considerable contribution to provide affordable living. So it's not about luxury living, but we must consider that we make a contribution to provide affordable living, and all this against the background of a circular economy and recyclability. And also we must focus on the building material timber. So timber and wood is a local and a renewable raw material. And therefore also the timber industry is on board when we talk about this topic. So no longer only architects and designers are involved, but we can also see that building with timber also makes an important contribution to provide an efficient use of resources and to use the potentials. And so we can see that a building with wood is not only a question of architecture. So this is a link between architecture, structural engineering, and the industry. And these areas must be linked so that we can all include this to realize affordable living. Just recently, I was a jury member of an energy saving of a tree project, and within this project, it was really surprising which submissions we got. And the most convincing contributions were those that involved the links between the interdisciplinary fields, and that also considered this connection between the various areas. So for me, these are important topics that do have an influence on the university studies. And this brings me now to the link with our cooperation with proHolz. It's not only about projects and competitions, but it is also about guiding and leading young students to this topic. It's not only about building with wood, but it's also about sensitization about climate adaptation, climate change, and that it's also about the sensitization for a saving use of resources. And we always need this connection with those who can realize the projects. So we all have to work together, and we have the commitment, and we are obliged to work together at the technical university with the various disciplines. And it is really a huge pleasure for me to announce that for the first time now, that thanks to the initiative from proHolz, it was possible for us to establish a chair, an endowment chair here at the Technical University with regard to timber constructing. This chair is not only a little island solution in the architecture, but it is an important platform, as I like to call it, where the different disciplines work together. It will be at the Faculty for Architecture and Planning, and it is also linked with the planning of structural frameworks, and also the representatives from these departments are here. Because the engineering discipline is of course also involved in architecture. And this is not only a project by the Faculty for Architecture and Planning, but also by the Faculty for structural engineering, where our colleagues also work on these topics. And I hope that next time we will be able to say more about that. But what I am most interested in is how can we build such a program not only after the end of the studies, but how can we really create it at the beginning of university studies? How can we empower young students to solve these tasks of everyday life in a responsible manner? I saw that also the House of Statistics is involved, and I'm looking forward to that and seeing the results. And I'm looking forward to the further course of the awards ceremony and the results of the competition. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Scheuvens. It is very good for us to see, and we are very glad that we can make a good contribution to the development of our cities and towns, and timber construction is definitely a part of that. Now I would like to ask Richard Strahls, the chairman of proHolz Austria, who was the initiator of this competition. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear students, Mr. Dean, well, you really said something which also comes from the bottom of my heart, because we want to encourage this linkage of the various disciplines. So we had interdisciplinary teams that have been dealing with this topic, with this renewable topic of building with timber for a lot of time. So timber and wood is very important because we are CO2 neutral, and we offer lots of advantages in the urban area. No matter if we are talking about the expansion of attics, where wood has a wonderful ratio between the rigidity and the weight, and where it can be used very well. And it's about building buildings in a sustainable and renewable manner, and that we can also recycle the elements after the period of life. We are very proud that now for the fourth time we could hold this competition. So thank you also to our sponsors. And we are very proud that this time this was on a wider basis, namely by making use of the cooperation of three different cities. The cities of Vienna, Munich, and Berlin supported us in making very challenging tasks to the students. 30 universities participated, and 300 students organized themselves in interdisciplinary teams in order to solve the tasks. As I heard from the jury, there were lots of great projects. And the jury made a selection and distinction between the good projects, the very good projects, and the outstanding projects. So I can only congratulate on all the teams who participated. But as usual, there is only one winner, but there are also special recognitions. But what is most important, that all the participants really dealt with this very valuable building material, timber. We are now in the middle of very challenging times, and these challenging times also mean that we have to think and that we have to reflect of how we can train and educate our young students. We are very proud that with the cooperation of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, it was possible to set up an endowment professorship here at the Technical University of Vienna. So we can really create a possibility so that the young students come into contact with the building material wood, and that they also learn about the do's and don'ts, because no building material is a jack of all trades. We need to know what this building material is able to do, where it can be used, and so on. I think with this endowment professorship, we will be able to make an important contribution. We know that wood is the building material of the future, but we need engineers, we need architects, and we also need the realizing people. We hope that with this competition, we could stimulate the appetite of the students, so to speak, to work with this building material wood. I would like to congratulate everyone who participated. I would like to thank them because it was really great what you have done and achieved. Thank you very much, and I wish you lots of success. Alexander Bogner is representing our sister company in Bavaria. He is the managing director of proHolz Bavaria. Very warm welcome. Dear ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank my colleagues from proHolz Austria for the many years of very close relationship and cooperation with proHolz Bavaria, also in this wonderful project, proHolz Student Trophy 2022. Also, thank you very much for the invitation here today. I would like to give the greetings from the actors of the Bavarian forestry to you. Forestry worldwide is being recognized as one of the most essential parts for climate protection, because only through efficient forests can we take out the CO2 from the atmosphere and save in living houses, in residential houses. And the rejuvenation of forests also plays an important role. Also, when it comes to the architects, the planners, designers, and structural engineers, a lot of importance is placed on the young people. I would like to thank the students for their commitment when they submitted their projects. So you showed a lot of courage and also dexterity and skillfulness in realizing the projects. And we need this from you also in the future to really tackle the challenges that we are faced with in the future. More than 1/3 of worldwide CO2 emissions comes from the building sector. This is why the building material wood is so viable, is so important for the future. We at proHolz are of the opinion that we can positively realize the sustainability and development goals. We can achieve lots of things. We bind CO2 in our structures and we combine different building materials. And because of the re-densification and the extensions, we can create healthy living spaces, particularly in urban areas where there are not enough free spaces. What is important here is the active participation of forestry, so that wood can really take up the important role for the future. We do not need further prohibitions of uses, but we need a further creation of climate-resistant forests. We are already in a new age of wood. wood research is developing very quickly with regard to different topics. But what is decisive here is that in the education, we should also make individual focuses and can also foster different approaches. With the student trophy, we can get one step further in this direction. Dear students, in exams and in competitions, you can make some mistakes, and also when it comes to the calculations, you can make mistakes. But one thing is for sure, when you build with wood, per se, you do everything correctly. So I wish you lots of fun in the further course of your studies and for your future, and I wish all of us an exciting event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bugner. And I would like to thank all 3 cities who support us with our projects. And therefore, I would like to ask Mr. Arabis Glück from the city of Vienna, who is director of the construction management in the Wiener Wohnen department, for his greeting address and welcoming address. Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, it's a very great pleasure for me to be here with you today, because I have also studied here at the Technical University in Vienna, and I always enjoy to come back here at the Technical University. University for me has always been a place for visions, for big goals, and I have seen here the universities really has the atmosphere where we can move something and develop something further. Also, the city of Vienna has visions and targets and goals, and one of these is the climate neutrality 2040. It's a very big challenge for us, but it is not only the topic of mobility and infrastructure, but it is also a construction sector. For us as Wiener Wohnen department, affordable housing is very important, and this with sustainability, this is social sustainability, ecological sustainability, and economic sustainability. All these 3 parts have to play together and to bring this to a positive and a successful end. And here also with the student trophy, we just wanted to be a partner, and we would like to support you also with the student trophy only as a part of one of the 3 cities. Yes, it was very excited about how the results and projects and ideas of the students would be developed in the field of timber construction, and how does it work with urban development. As a part of the jury, I had a possibility to see also the details in the project in details, and I was really fascinated how competent students worked on these projects. And the city of Vienna, with the urban housing project, will have with approximately 1 billion of euros in the next future up to 2040. And this is a very big project. 50% will be reconstructions, and 50% are new buildings and new created housing areas and residential areas. These are the new buildings and also the sustainable extensions, for example, vertical extensions with rooftop extensions. And this is very important also for the next future. And this also the integrated approach to the climate protection, the climate change adaptation, resource conservation, and applying circular economic principle is crucial to the success of this endeavor. And therefore, it's very important that we see here that we're not alone, and that we can work together with you and cooperate with you in the future. And this is our potential, the students and the youth, young architects and civil and structural engineers of the futures. And thank you very much for all the participants, and also for the participants, sponsors, and also for the universities who participated. Yes, this is what I wanted to contribute today to our award ceremony. Some of you I will have the pleasure to also work in future, and I would like to thank you for your participation and your contributions. Thank you very much, Mr. Glück. The city of Munich is also supporting the timber construction in Munich, and this is a new challenge for this, also creating new residential areas. Ms. Elisabeth Merck, she has sent a video contribution, and she is the city building councillor of Munich. And now I would like to send this video and show you this video. A very warm welcome from Munich. Warm greetings. I'm very happy that as the head of the Municipal Planning and Building Control Office of Munich, we are able to participate at the Students' Trophy 22 together with the cities of Vienna and Berlin. And a very great thank you to all of you, to the student teams of all levels on international level of universities and colleges. And it's great for us. We will discuss with the results and work on these results. And I'm very happy and that proHolz Austria organized and initiated this competition on that level. Munich, with regard to the timber construction, has made a lot of experiences in last years, also like other cities, and we have really made a lot of projects for the timber construction. This is unique in Germany, and the city of Munich said this is great. We would like to foster the timber construction, the urban development, and also in a good design, and also aesthetics are very important. The constructive timber construction is very important. Therefore, we have acquired further 60 million euros for further urban development timber construction plan. I think for a city, this is very special. We are in the Alpine foreland, but not directly in the mountain area. And therefore, this is very important to us. And we have a very good contribution now with the timber construction to sustainable constructions and CO2 neutral construction projects. And therefore, I'm very happy to work together with you, to cooperate, and wish you all the best for the award ceremony today. Also, the city of Berlin sees a big potential in the construction with timber. The biggest project was the former Berlin-Tegel Airport, where there is one of the world's largest wood housing developments with more than 50,000 flats. And Mr. Kühne, he is head of the urban development and project at the city of Berlin, and he will be here in that of Mr. Karlfeld, and he will send us his greetings from Berlin. Dear participants at the Student Trophy, ladies and gentlemen, the city of Berlin sees great potential in wood construction, and we are very happy to be able to participate in the Student Trophy with a project site, with the House of Statistics. Wood construction is a new focus for Berlin, but we are increasingly banking on it. We have started building extensively with wood, in particular schools and childcare facilities. There are many new housing projects built with wood or as a hybrid wood structures. Also on the grounds of the former Berlin-Tegel Airport, we will start building the world's largest wood housing development with more than 5,000 flats. We will embed wood construction even more deeply in the city. Building with wood is an essential factor in climate-friendly construction. Moreover, wood construction is compelling due to its short construction periods, and its high level of prefabrication facilitates serial construction and standardization. But also private investors have realized exciting timber construction projects in Berlin. For this reason, in 2019, the city of Berlin initiated for the first time the Timber Construction Award, facing the special challenges and potentials of timber constructions in the metropolitan area and awards the best projects. Also in the House of Statistics, we concentrate on sustainability. In 2017, the region Berlin acquired the House of Statistics in downtown Berlin, and it stood vacant for a long time lately. And after consistent protests by architects, it now serves as the starting point for the development of an urban quarter aligned with the public interest, with a wide range of uses affordable in the long term for the city and the district. The house pursues an ecological and continued use of approach, and it is coordinated as a place of administration, culture, education, development. The new construction of the city hall uses renewable raw materials and therefore will meet high ecological standards. The ground floor, the principles of circular economy shall be applied. Here we fall back on the experiences of the pioneers of the reuse center. Under the label House of Materialization, research, application, and formation with regard to the circular economy should be lived and conveyed to a broad public. The areas selected for the award of the so-called experimentation house and the construction field C are integrated in a complex overall concept for sustainable building. This is valid for the reconstructions as well as for new constructions. I'm especially pleased about the participation of our partners in Vienna and Munich. Together, we are in a city partnership, in a network that it is called IBA Wien, where we are in close cooperation and exchange. As of 2020, Berlin has contributed to the network with sustainable timber construction projects as the Schumacher Quarter, Berlin Timber Construction Award, and Social Housing House of Statistics. The commitment together with Vienna and Munich with regard to the student trophy shows the big interest and exchange of challenges and finding solutions for residential housing issues for sustainable building. The region Berlin will continue this path. Dear students, today we will concentrate on your ideas and projects for urban timber construction, sustainable construction, and affordable housing. My thanks go to proHolz Austria and people who made this event possible. I wish you a great award ceremony. Thank you very much. Now we are passing to the awarding of the prizes. We have 10 awards which have been they're identified for Munich, Berlin, and Vienna. And I would like now to ask the head of the jury, Mr. Schlude, and for welcoming address for the award ceremony. Thank you very much. And also greetings to all the participants and welcome the participants at the student trophy. And I just would like, is this working like this? Okay, sorry. I would like to start with the three construction sites in the cities. Okay, we start now with the city of Munich. It's the former Funk military compound in Schwabing. Here you can see the plan. Okay. Here you can see in the northwest the new urban development in special, and here the U-shaped structure, which now is a cultural and exhibition place. It's a two-story building, and the task was to, sorry, I have to find another picture, a photo from the building with the plan. I just want, okay. Once again, this is the task. the task was that there was a new city quarter spanning 24 hectares with abundant open spaces, is growing at the former military compound of the radio barracks in Schwabing. The next place is Berlin. Here we have this House of Statistics in downtown Berlin, which was built in the 1968-70 from the GDR, former GDR in Berlin. And then for a long time it was vacant, and it was not used, and it stood vacant for a long time, and now it serves as the starting point for the development of an urban quarter aligned with the public interest, with a wide range of uses affordable in the long term for the city and the district. Here you can see the House of Statistics at the Alexanderplatz in Berlin in the city center, at the Karl Marx Allee place, and it's a very prominent center in the former GDR. Here we have this field where the participants were invited to bring in their ideas. Then we can see here once again, here is the picture from the task for the Vienna building, the housing complex Karl Küselerhof in the Vienna 16th district. It consists of 2 9-story tenements set in parallel to each other and surrounded by ample green spaces. The complex is a typical artifact of the housing boom in the 1960s and 70s, and the project site is a car park at the northern edge of the housing complex with 87 above ground parking spaces. Here you can see it at the plan and the ground plan. They are oriented internally, and it is very spacious, but it's drifting out also with regard to the green space, and we have to use it properly. And how the task was to bring in ideas now with timber construction extensions. Then we had the evaluation criteria that also the urban development construction task had been translated into current situations, and also with regard to the topic of affordable housing. It should be not only experimentally used, that timber construction is as an experimental point of view, but there should be the partnership between students, architects, and structural engineers, that all 3 parts are involved as in reality, that they are cooperating, and that they are not only the planners or designers, but that they are working also with the construction engineers and the structural engineers. Yes, also with regard the systematic of the construction was very important, and the logistics, because the timber construction or a hybrid concrete timber construction is very important here in this topic. And it was very important also to show the functional and innovative quality of the construction and the transferability, the systemic wood construction solutions, and how the efficient and smart use of resources in an urban context is possible. And so it was also very important that we can use also the, as already mentioned, the functional and innovative quality of the construction, and also the quality of the space use and the floor plans is important. And as already mentioned before, the dialogue between companies and planners is very important, that you understand how does it work, how are the processes in the timber constructions. This is very important, but we could not integrate it into the works of the students, that the constructive approaches are here and they are going in the right directions, but we still could work on this in the end. The other things, for example, the transferabilities, multiplication of functional parts, systemic wood construction solutions are also important parts that were considered by the jury. I would like to present the jury to you. I'm the architect, Mr. Luger. He was the head of the jury, but now I'm standing here and I'm talking to you as head of the jury because he is ill at the moment, and unfortunately he is not here. So I am here in his role, and I would like to bring all the best greetings from Mr. Luger. And in Berlin, we also had the possibility to work together with the director of the ninth director of the construction department in Berlin. In Munich, we were working together with Mr. Rieke of the urban planning, also Mr. Glück, who had his great welcoming address before from the city of Vienna, was in the jury. And then we had Mr. Latke from München as architect, Markus Lager, architect from Berlin, Kurt Pock as structural engineer, Carsten Hein, also structural engineer, and Cordian Clay and Silvia Polres from the Holzforschung Austria. All together, we really had a really great time working together, discussing together intensively in the jury with regard to our evaluations. And we had 91 projects to evaluate, and 300 students participated. This was really a great number. And then we had to find our results. We had good, very good and outstanding projects, and it was really not so easy for us to find or to select really the winner. We really had so many ambitious projects, and the students, they worked really hard on their projects, and we have also noticed this, and you see the results that they are really excellent. I'm very happy that we now can go over to our awarding ceremony. Yes, there are 10 projects from the jury for the award ceremony, and we would like to start now with a special prize of the jury. The special award goes now to the
das auf dem Bauplatz Wien.
This is the summary of the project that was created at the building site in Vienna. The project team is Philipp Kolomenus, Tim Guckelberger, Julian Fellner, and Josip Gogic from the Technical University of Vienna, from the Institute for Architecture and Designing, the Institute for Architectural Sciences, the planning of structural frameworks, and timber construction engineering. We would like to thank all the students and all the supporters. And now Helmut Green-Walker will give away this special award to the representatives of the project teams. So Mr. Helmut Rinhofer will give away the award, and also Michael Schluder will be here, the chairman of the jury. Michael Schluder will now say a few words about the project. The choice that was made here, the selection was made here, well, congratulations to your project. So this was an expansion of the existing line of buildings. So this was quite a serial and a very good construction. And this was also convincing because of its variability and of its multifacetedness between the lines, between the rows. So here we can see a very clear system, and also the zoning. So on the topmost story, we can see the split level and also the two-story apartments. And then below we have different shapes of apartments that we can see here. So congratulations on your contribution. So we would now like to take a picture. The winners of the prizes.
Wir kommen zum Bauplatz München.
Let's now come to the building site Munich.
Einen Preisträger. Wir beginnen mit den Anerkennungen.
So we have two special cognitions and one prize winner. And the prizes will be awarded by Alexander Bogner. The first special mention has the code work of with lots of conciseness. The existing buildings were thought further. The Doho München's Künstlerhof project was designed by the team Simon Schubert, Tim Schellhammer and Kilian Jungel. The university is the Technical University of Munich, and the institute is the School of Engineering and Design, and the chair for architecture and timber construction. I would like to ask the team to come to the floor and Michael Schluder to say a few words.
Zuerst einmal Gratulation den Teilnehmern für dieses wirklich schöne Projekt.
To your project, and we discussed a lot about the urban development approach and about the constructive topic. It was really very well adapted in the jury, because in the middle there is an extension, and that you have here made at the same time a closed building, the existing U-shaped complex, into a quadrangle. This means that we have the jury had made this, yes, they said that we could perhaps made it more transparent, which is used by the artists. In terms of construction, this competition entry is particularly well articulated down to the details. Really a great solution for this task. Thank you very much and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Wir kommen zur zweiten Anerkennung
The
für den
second special mention for the Munich side
Solitär aus Holz mit
is the freestanding solitaire with set perhaps from the team Katharina Schwärmer, Susanna Wittag, and Philipp Hofknecht from the Technical College Aachen. And it was from department from Institute for Constructive Engineering. And I would like to ask to come the team to the floor and Mr. Schluders for his explanations. Congratulations for your contribution, really. There was another urban constructive approach, because here in this U form, you have found a center, and the center towards its open facade, as it was also discussed in DU, it was a nice network with also the surroundings and also the courtyard, and also with the constructive approach of the statics with the core in the middle, and then the symmetrical with the concrete core, vertical load transfer through cross-laminated timber walls and columns. And here also a lively facade structured by sliding sunshades elements. This is really a very special topic. And the tube cube is a freestanding solitaire. It's set perhaps a bit too centrally in the courtyard, but the new building appears refined in contrast to the existing structure's coarse impression. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Wir kommen nun zum Preisträger.
Now we are passing to the winner for the Munich side. It's a 5-side court combining its urbanistic configuration. The team of this project are Anna-Maria Brendel, Vincent Schmidt, and Samuel Weitzbauer. This is the project 5-side court with the contribution from the Technical University of Munich, the School of Engineering and Design. And I would like to ask the team to come to the stage, and Mr. Schluter, he will say some words and explanation to the project. I would like to congratulate you for your great project. There were a lot of discussions going before that, before our decision, because this was really great as an urban development solution. It was the best then, therefore the winner. For the Munich side, and because also your constructive approaches which have been realized here. I just would like to explain this. Here we have 2 slides that I would like to show you, and which explains the project in a more detailed way. We have here the project 5-side court, which is the compelling in its urbanistic configuration, with the 2 arcades offset from each other and connecting the existing structures. A residential and studio building 25 meters high forms pleasantly proportionally outdoor spaces. So with coffees, and the inner courtyard towards the existing U-shaped art courtyard. So a new neighborhood square towards the adjacent youth center. The single-story structures are partly transparent filters and partly suited as exhibition spaces. And this makes for very accepting zoning of public and semi-public spaces. This is moreover the design demonstrates that a high-rise build with wood can be a benefit to the site. So this means that we are really we have really great urban development, construction motives, and this is very important also to show you here this picture how you have developed this topic, timber construction in urban development, and also with regard to costs, it's always affordable housing that we are working with modules, wall and floor modules, and also the facade, and that the stringent topic, it's not only mere, but it's really also the quality which is really stringent. And this means this was our convincing project in the Munich site, and therefore you are the winner and the category. And I wish you all the best for your future and congratulations.
Wir kommen zum Bauplatz Berlin, Haus der Statistik.
Let's now come to the building site in Berlin, House of Statistics. We have again a special mention and also a winning project. The prizes will be given away by Erich Wiesner. He works at Wiesner Hagner, and he is also the chairman of proHolz Papier of the cooperation platform. We'll start with a project which is a high-rise building with a shared air story, which was awarded a special mention by the jury. The project ×3 was created by the team Anatol Babst, Lukas Frenzel, Andreas Grillborzer from the University of Aachen, from the Institute of Architecture and Building Construction, Building Engineering, and steel construction. Katharina Schwärmer will receive the award representing her colleagues. And Michael Schluder will explain the project. Well, it's very good when you can just receive such a prize for your colleagues and representing your colleagues. So particularly among the students, there are so good friendships between the colleagues. And when I look back at the time when I was studying, so in this student surroundings, there are great possibilities. I would like to say a few words about the project, why it was selected. So before I mentioned the former House of Statistics, and I showed it on the site map. And Here we can see in the immediate environs, this is the House of Statistics. And this creates a kind of a closed courtyard. And the addition is now attached to this courtyard. And this extension, this addition, was selected by the project creators to form 3 building volumes. So here we have a solitary building, a freestanding building, which is separated from the other parts and which becomes permeable. And then we have the lower part of the building, which has a roof terrace and then also leads to this air story, which is a very attractive area. And here you can see we have this level at a ground level, story at a ground level, and then moves upwards to this free area. And we like this very much for this urban approach. And the third volume is the third part that is just put on top of the other part. And here we can also see we have a very good deflection of forces. Also, the floor plans were very convincing because the floor plans were selected such that the residential units then offered opportunities also for some shared areas. And for these reasons, we chose this special mention and a special award. And it's a pleasure for us to give this prize to you, but we will hope that you will forward the award to your colleagues.
Die zweite Anerkennung für den
The second special mention for the building site Berlin offers a varied residential program in a stringent construction grid. The project, which is called Gemeinsam werden, Becoming Together, was drafted by Louis Bräuninger, Tim Büschel, and Larissa Relling. They are from the University Hafen City of the University Hamburg and the Institute of Building Construction and Architecture. Now I ask the team to come to the stage, and again Michael Schluder to explain the project. Congratulations, and it's good to have you here, that you have took on the long way from Berlin to Vienna to receive the award. Well, actually, I think you are a lot better at explaining the project, but I just want to say that we selected this project because we can see a very good addition and completion of the existing buildings surrounding that. So here you can see this is the former House of Statistics with the adjoining flank. And now we have this compact building, and this also forms a connection to the neighboring buildings. So here we can see a residential building. And you also made a special design of this and a diagram. So we can see the architecture is very striking at different levels, with different design of the residential apartments. With regard to the construction, the problem was shown that in constructive timber construction, there is this problem that when you have the superordinate structure of apartments, you also have to take some preventive measures. I would not call it a problem, but these are approaches in timber construction that you have to study thoroughly, for example, when it comes to the transfer of sound and so on. So the detail was very well elaborated, and really it is a very good project. Congratulations.
Wir kommen jetzt
Let's now come to a timber high-rise building with a striking supporting structure. So this is now the Vienna project for the construction site Berlin. The project Neighborwood was conceived by Daniel Geislinger, Moritz Hennes and Friederike Geisler. It is a very good interdisciplinary cooperation between the Technical University of Berlin, the Natural Building Lab, which has got a pioneering role in timber construction, and the University of the planning of supporting structures and construction and architecture. I would like to ask the team to come to the stage. Congratulations. You really did an excellent job, and we selected this project to be the winning project. Well, we, of course, put in the foreground different approaches, and one of them is the urban planning approach that was fulfilled perfectly. So we have this situation here that also in this elevation and this superordinate structure of the surrounding buildings, you found different levels. So there is this basic level that is added to the public space. We have the semi-public area, which involves corridors and which then combines and gets into contact with the existing buildings that are surrounding this site. And then we have the private sphere, which is addressed not to the quarter, to the surrounding quarter, but to the private level. And here we can see these free spaces are very good for communication and for these new forms of living and residential being. And this was presented in that way. With regards to construction, you dared to take a step that can be used for the future because the timber construction was included in the outer structure. So this means the core, which is very often blocking for the basic structure. So this was taken out, and also the stairways were taken out. And then the separation was made into three parts. So there are three levels, three stories, and this also provides the possibility that you have this grid. The grid already existed, and that was predetermined. And now also this first dimension could be elevated and included into the second level. So this really offers a huge variety for the further development of the project. So the urban planning, also the constructive thinking, and the problem solving made us choose this project as the winning project. And in the jury, there were so many members, and we also talked to the person who developed this quota, and also congratulations from her about your project.
Wir kommen nach Wien.
Now we are going to the last city, Vienna. This is the Wien Ottakring place. We have two special mentions, and Mr. Strahls, he will award the prizes. And we start with a special mention with the first one. This is an interconnected building in solid wood, which adds value to the entire neighborhood. The project Hof hoch 3 with the team of Katharina Liebermann, Isabella Aust, Esma Ettak, and Thomas Benz from the University of Applied Sciences, Campus Vienna, and the Department Architecture, Green Building, and Construction Management. I would like to ask the team to come to the stage.
Ein großes Team mit einem hohen Frauenanteil. Schön.
Big team, yes, numerous teams with 3 women and 1 man. That's great. Congratulations. For also the special mention, I would like to explain something for the audience. The situation which we have here in Vienna, we have here 2 building complexes in Vienna and a former parking lot, which we have had here as point of start. This housing complex in the 16th district is this a typical artifact of the housing boom in the 1960s and 70s. And it is very interesting to bring interesting and exciting free and open spaces, not only residential space, but also the combination between the semi-public and public spaces, which, for example, can also offer a university here the space the students have also shown here in their project and with their idea in this community, especially with regard to affordable housing. And this is very important, and we have to underline this. We always have to think about the costs. We always have to think of smaller ground plans and floor plans, and therefore public and semi-public spaces are very important. Also with terraces and other free spaces are important, also with their different functions. And this is important to underline here in this project. Congratulations. You have also really elaborated in detail very well, and also with all the criteria, and all the best for you.
Die zweite
The
Anerkennung
second special mention for the building site Vienna goes to enhancing the neighborhood with big and small wood building cubes. The project Alep Bar, with the team of Rafaela Maria Mons, Lena Christ, Emil Simsek, and Atakan Sipel, also from the University of Applied Sciences Campus Vienna, architecture, green building, construction management, and I would like to ask the team to come to the stage. Congratulations for your excellent contribution and also for the special mention that we have awarded. And the criteria was very important. The urban planning approach was very interesting with the residential building, a simple oblong structure, which is set a right angle to the street, and then 5 further low structures for community facilities are set between the existing buildings, and organizing the open spaces into smaller, well-scaled places and enhancing the entire neighborhood. This project was selected above all for its conceptual approach. The design shows how wood construction can contribute to enhancing the existing urban fabric if it is embedded delicately, as in this project. And this is what we found so special in this project. Also with the pavilions in the green space. And here we have more intimate spaces in the bigger volumes of the building structures. And here you can see it really well on this picture. It's very constructive also with regard to the selection that you have really also all the competences, the special skills also to have the urban planning approach and to set it also in reality.
Zum Abschluss der heutigen Preisverleihung haben wir hier jetzt das
In
Sieger.
conclusion of today's ceremony award is the winner of the Vienna building site, and it was the team Flex. Mindful of urban planning, community and wood construction. The project Flex, with the team of Dominic Fellinghauer, Luciano Espinosa, and Diamant Zoppi, and the Technical University of Vienna, the Department of Architecture and Design and Architectural Science, Structural Engineering, and Timber Construction. I asked the team to come to the stage.
Ja, gratuliere euch.
Congratulations, the constructor is not here. There should be a third member here of the team, but you're in two now. Great contribution. Thank you very much for your project. We had many discussions and in our jury, because how are we dealing with the urban planning approaches? How are we dealing the two building complexes? And what is compelling about the housing project Flex is its approach to the urban development. An L-shaped structure, slightly broader than the existing buildings, binds these and the open space together as an ensemble. And the two-story ground floor is set back, making for a fluid transition from the green spaces to the building. Above this mineral ground floor rises a 5-story wooden structure, which is based on a strict grid and permits flexible floor plan designs. And set in the building's inside corner, the stairwell becomes a communication zone that invites you to linger. And also the staircase, which is in a part which can't, for example, used for the as a public space. This is a bigger staircase as it should be, and it is also in proportion with the entire building complex, and it also shows that on a level of urban planning and architectural approach, you have a good synergy, and you have really planned this also really on one level, on one quality, and on one level. And therefore, we decided unanimously that you are the winner of the Vienna building site project. And I just would like to say that it's very special for us, a special day today, that also the guests from Berlin and Munich, that you perhaps can show the winners also from Berlin and Munich about your, and you can also report about your ideas and projects, and that you can cooperate and can discuss together, and that you're not only working for yourself, but that the cooperation is the higher topic, and that is also a part of this ceremony. Congratulations.
Gratulation.
Congratulations to all the winning teams, and thank you to all of you for the organization and the participation in this wonderful award ceremony. Mr. Strauss, he will have the final words today. Thank you very much. The most important words will be said that at the end when we are talking about the buffet. But I think we have seen a lot of great contributions which lead to the future of these innovative young people, and how timber construction can be creative also for the future with this great raw material. And I think that we have really had a great award ceremony. Thank you very much for your participation and also for the great contributions. Also, thanks a lot to the jury who discussed a lot and who talked a lot about all the single 91 projects, and contributed a lot to also the efforts that the students did. And last but not least, I would like to thank my team of proHolz who really organized a great ceremony award. And I would also say that we have seen this also with this wonderful prizes. And I would like to open now the buffet. Thank you very much.